Welcome to the Socialize strategy. Happy Friday. The weeks are going fast. I feel like I just recorded the Tuesday episode and I'm back already. But I'm happy to be here. I'm in a little baby blue today. If you're watching, I don't usually wear these kind of bright colors, so I'm going to try and bring more colorful things into my wardrobe. Now, I want to talk about why I've even thinking about this right now and how my work life always blends into my social media learnings. I am teaching a corporate workshop next week. So I have two things happening next week. I'm going to be at a conference in Tampa, Florida. So if you're a listener and you're located near Tampa, please come and see me. There's going to be details in the show notes about where I'm going to be on February 5th. And I'm looking forward to it because a lot of you are going to show up that I know that live in the area. So I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. But I am speaking at a conference and that's going to be fun. But the second thing I'm doing is a corporate workshop where I am teaching trainees in a corporation how to create video content. And this is not social media content. This is horizontal formatted trainer videos for how to apply makeup or how fragrance is made or whatever the thing is that they have to talk about. It's in a fragrance company. Okay, so I'm going to be teaching a beginner class, to call it a class, it's about 10 people, I think, how to make videos. And when I say from the ground up, I'm going to be speaking to these people who probably have zero to very little experience doing it. And they're going to learn with an iPhone. They're going to learn camera angles, lighting, it's very basic, but we're going to talk about how to make videos from a basic way right through to how to edit them and how to put text on. And we're going to have a nice, clear beginner lesson on how to make good content for salespeople, for promotional things. I'm so excited about this. And why I'm even talking about it is, and why it connects to my blue shirt, is that one of the I'm making modules on things to think about. Okay, good camera angle, bad camera angle. And I'm showing actual shots for examples. Good makeup, bad makeup for on camera. And I'm showing examples. Good wardrobe, bad wardrobe, and I'm showing examples. And what I did find in my search for finding good examples, crazy patterns are very distracting. I know this from working in the commercial world. This is part of my learnings through the years. It's instinctive to me that when I'm on camera, I'm not wearing loud, crazy patterns. Sometimes I'll have a little hint of something like maybe a colorful scarf. I had one around here somewhere, but I had that, little things, but not crazy big patterns that are so distracting that you're trying to show something in a video and you're holding it and then it's lost because you have so much going on your shirt that when you're holding it in your hands, it's not even visible. So I'm teaching very basic skills, and it came to mind that when I was looking for clothing examples, I was like, oh, look how I found all these nice pastels and different layers where people wearing a color with another shade over it, but all solids. And I said, I got to bring more pastel colors into my wardrobe. I wear a lot of black and white. I mean, I live in the city. It's a thing. People wear black and white here. I don't know why, but I don't really pull a lot of color in. And I don't do it intentionally. I just do it so that everything kind of works. So that that shirt will always work with those pants. That will always skirt. Everything's mix and matchy. I have accent things that go over and gold little jackets and things like that. But I'm going to be trying to add more color in. I don't know. We'll see how long this lasts. So for today, I'm in the blue. All right. The other thing, there's a few things I want to talk about before I get into the topic today, which is vlogging. And we are going to get to it, and I'm going to dive in deep. But before I get there, I want to say that I have discovered something now. It's going on 2 weeks. And it's because I have friends in European places and other countries now from being on TikTok. And some of these people I'm in contact with in real life. We're texting, we're messaging, we're WhatsApping, whatever. And so because of that, I have more of a bird's eye view on things. So when TikTok went dark, I happened to be speaking to a friend, and she was telling me about what happened during that 12-hour period for this was in particular people in London. What was happening is they were getting fed different creators. They were still seeing American content, but their FYPs were changing to more European content. And she was telling me how peaceful and enjoyable and joyful some of this content was, and how people were sharing like skating under the stars and things that were just like beautiful moments in different countries, and how it was making her feel so relaxed and calm versus the stress and the drama when US TikTok was big on her feed. Okay. So I said, oh my God, this is so great. I'm going to explore myself. And I went down the rabbit hole and I was in World Talk, Euro Talk, whatever you want to call it, for a couple of days. And I said to her, I would love to share about this in the podcast and in the newsletter. But my fear, and I said this to her, my fear is that some people the word might get out. It's just like, okay, wait, I'm going to relate it to this. It's just like I find a cute little restaurant in the neighborhood here, and then somebody makes a video and it goes viral, and suddenly the cute little restaurant, you can't get into it. It's busy and you can't get a reservation. It's been like overrun with like, because of finding out about it, it's not the same kind of quaint place where you can have like a quiet dinner. So in the same way, I relate to World Talk. I'm like, I don't want to have, if I talk about it and then somebody else talks about it, somebody else talks about it, and goes down the line and it gets huge just from this domino effect. I don't want it to change World Talk. Like World Talk is like this enjoyable thing, and in particular that she was enjoying. And I'm like, I don't want to wreck it. I don't want to wreck it for my friend. I don't want to wreck it for people that are actually enjoying it over there. So I said, let me table it. And I didn't really talk about it, but I've been dabbling and looking myself. Well, lo and behold, now I've seen 2 viral videos of people talking about how wonderful it is on World Talk and how it's such like a really different, happy place to be on TikTok. And I'm like, okay, now the jig is up, as we say, the word is out and people are knowing about it. So I think it's safe for me to say it's worth looking into. If you are looking for something more joyful, more unusual, not so much the news feed of the mania that's happening or the drama between creators in the US and whatever, or like Blake Lively and Justin Bell. Like if you're sick of that stuff and you just need a break, World Talk is your answer. So you're welcome. Enjoy. I'd love to hear your feedback if you go down that rabbit hole, because it really is. It's really special. All right. The other thing, there's a few more housekeeping things, sorry, that we have to get into. And that is the Jamaica link I put in my previous email was not working. And I didn't know that. And now it was sent out in the email, so I can't change that. It was also in the show notes. I did change that. I think I should check. And I'm going to put it here again in the show notes and in the newsletter today. So that way, at least you have the right link. And just to give you a little more information about that, I don't really talk about it too much, but if you're a small business owner or an entrepreneur that has been an entrepreneur for a while and you're needing new strategies, new ways of thinking. So if you do want to experience that, there's a bunch of people that are experts that are in the field, and I'm going to be doing the social media part of the program, and I'm really excited about it because we're going to do hands-on workshops, hands-on editing, hands-on transition learning, and all of that. So we're going to be doing that. Plus, it's going to be like a hangout weekend. So girls' weekend, because it's a women's entrepreneur conference. I do believe there are some male presenters. No, I know there are some male presenters, and one of them I can't wait to meet because he's a fitness guy, and I already get along with him on the call, so I'm excited for that. But I want to say it's going to be a fun weekend of connection, networking, learning, and also gaining things. Like you're going to have new headshots taken because she has a photographer coming. I think there's even a makeup artist and a stylist coming. So there's a lot of beneficial things happening at this conference aside from just sales training. Okay, so there you have it. My non-sales pitch. If you want to come and hang in Jamaica. I'm going alone, so I'm going to be there to hang out. So I'm not going to be running off with, Julie's not able to make it. So I won't be hanging with Julie on the side. I'll be hanging out with you guys the whole time. I'll be looking for friends. Dance parties will happen. All right. And then the last thing I wanted to make sure I made a point of saying is that since I'm doing this corporate workshop next week, if you happen to work in a corporation where you think this service is needed, I am available for this. So I thought I would just put it out there to the universe to say, I now have a corporate workshop model where I'm teaching people in corporations who have no prior knowledge of how to make videos. And there's a whole bunch of people and companies now that need to have their people making video content for, whether it's for sales meetings, whether it's for sales trainings, whatever it is. And I'm going to be teaching it. So this is like I think it's a resume point. It's a new bullet point on my resume. So I'm excited about that. So if anybody needs it, you can just reply to the email or drop a comment here, whatever. You know where to reach me. I'm easy to find. I'm very available. All right, let's get into it. How to make an engaging vlog. Choo-choo. So creating vlogs are a great way to seamlessly integrate making content in your day-to-day life. This makes it less work in theory. And why I say in theory is a lot of people want to do it and then they think of it like a job. So they're like, I forgot. I went to the next thing and I was going to show all my things that I was going to do today and I forgot or whatever. So we're going to share some tips on how to make it better. Okay. And this will help you get through making a vlog. And I'm going to tell you the different ways you can make a vlog. So first you want to decide, are you committed to doing this? Because if you're in a moment and you can't take yourself out of it for a minute to say, oh, I have to capture this. You have to kind of embrace the idea that you are going to think about what you're doing and have a moment, whatever that moment is. Take a deep breath before something starts. When you arrive at a thing, take a deep breath before you do something. Maybe it's related to breath work. I don't know. But you have to decide that you're committed to this. So each time you do a thing, you're going to take a pause and say, do I want to record this? And then carry on if it's not part of the day you want to record. So you need to do it. You just need to know that you're going to commit to it. That's the first step. Okay, decide. Because if you're not interested in doing it, you're never going to be wanting to do it. It just won't happen because you won't have the want. So the next thing is, and Julie does this, and I like this as a strategy. I think it would make me stressed, but set a timer every hour so that your phone goes off and you will stop and think, what am I doing right now? Should I record this? I think that's not a bad idea. For me, I'm not so hourly, so I'd have trouble because the thing be ringing and then I'd turn it off and I'd forget and I'd go on to the next thing. So that's a way to do it though. You could set a timer or you can make a to-do list that you're obsessively looking at your to-do list. So it's a little box that you have to check off. Did you shoot your afternoon piece? Did you shoot your evening piece? So you just put it on a list. I mean, that's another way to do it. But the timer is a great idea. If you're a person who really can embrace that, I think that's a good strategy. The other thing is, a lot of people think you have to record for like so much content in order to make a vlog, when in fact, you just need like 4 or 5 seconds of a thing that you're doing. So if I wanted to say, I'm going to vlog my day today, I would right now in the middle of doing this podcast, I would say, I'm going to vlog this. So hold on, let me get my camera out and let me just record myself. I'm actually right now recording the podcast, and in the midst, I'm stopping to make this piece of content. This is my setup. I'm recording and I'm looking at my notes, and that's how I do it. It's as simple as that. It's so easy. So now I just made a video that tells people how I record my podcast. And I'm going to use that piece of content. I'm going to post it on my story because that's pretty cool. What a good idea. So you have to be able to think on your feet a little bit and realize that even the most mundane things could be interesting to someone, especially the way you put it together. Or maybe you're putting a voiceover on it. And so instead you wouldn't hear my voice, but you'd see me showing, and we'd use that shot and I'd put a voiceover. This is me in the midst of the podcast recording a piece of content because I'm a content creator and I can make a joke of it in my vlog. Okay, you get where I'm going? It's on the fly. It's living on the fly and living a little bit. You're going to say to yourself, today I'm going to live the day through my phone. Today I'm going to live the day through the camera lens. Like, know that you're going to do that. And what's weird for me, and I think I've talked about this before, because when my son announced he was going to be a dad, and him and his wife were showing the little onesie, I was like, oh no, I'm not recording. Picked up the phone and immediately started filming. So I am a natural vlogger. I enjoy moments through filming them. But if you are not that person, you just need to decide, today I'm going to be like the mothership and I'm going to live through my camera lens. You know what I mean? Just take a page out of my book for one day and that's your vlog day. Or even if it's a half a day or an event you're going to, just for that time, flip your mindset and say, I'm going to live this event through my camera lens. So what does my camera lens need to capture to tell this story? Oh my goodness. Some of the things I say are crazy, but they're so good. I mean, I know that they're good. It's just a matter of how much you think I'm a lunatic when you hear me. Okay, the next thing is, successful vlogs are not long shots. They are quick. They keep the viewer engaged. So you think about how long is it going to take you to say, and then we went out for a quick dinner. Okay, that's about 3 seconds of audio. You only need a 3-second shot of yourself in a restaurant. That's all you need. You don't need 10 shots of the restaurant, the food, every little thing, unless you're going to say, and we went to a restaurant and I ate a such and such a thing. So you want to think about what you're going to talk about and make sure you have a shot to accommodate it. All right. Now I have to stop for 1 second to tell you that I have such a genius way. I'm going to make a tutorial. I should be honest. I already made a tutorial that I'm going to share this next week in my studio, because a lot of people were asking me how to literally do a vlog. Now I can just tell you all these points, but then literally how you put it together is what I'm going to show in my studio. And so I've already made that video and I have such a good plan and I'm sharing that with them in there. It is too involved for me to get into it here in this podcast. Sorry to say, because it would take up more than the whole podcast for me to explain it. But when I explain it in the studio, we do an hour meeting and I have a live teaching where I explain how to do a thing. And so that's what's happening in the studio. So if you are really into vlogging, this is your month. Get in the studio now, because we're going to do a whole, then you can get out after the month, whatever. But I'm going to really, really be teaching vlogging in a very detailed style so that it's attainable. So you can do it and you can decide how to work it into your life, because it's just a matter of these things that I'm telling you, but I'm going to show you how to put them into practice. So that's where I take it a step further. Okay. The next thing is if you're making a vlog, and you just started by saying, this is a day in my life. That's probably not going to keep your viewers engaged, because maybe they're like, I don't care about your day. I'm a busy person and I have my own day. So you want to think about how your vlog will benefit your viewer. Okay. I'm going to give an example. And I don't have an example here to read in my newsletter. I'm going to make it up right now. So instead of saying, this is day in my life in New York City, I'm going to say, let me think. Hold on. What would I say? Something interesting. Here's how I managed to have fun, even though I had the most stressful work day in New York. Okay. That tells the viewer, oh, she's going to show me something fun. Oh, she was really busy, but she still managed to make this video. So that was a random example, and maybe it's not the best example, but the example is I'm going to show my viewers something specific that could potentially help them. So I'm going to show, I could even do that with what I just did with the vlog. Like here, okay, here's how I managed to still make content, even though I had back-to-back meetings on Zoom. And then I could show my moment of recording my thing that I just recorded here while I was talking to you. Okay, so it's like, what can benefit the viewer? What are you sharing with the viewer that might matter to them? Okay, and now if you don't want to do a thing, you could say, here's how I found the best tasting croissant in New York City while I was running from meeting to meeting. And then you might just take a clip of yourself in I have such a nice croissant store and I'm planning to go to it later. That's why that's on my mind. Oh boy, welcome to my brain. I think people that listen to this, you either got to love me or you got to think I'm a crazy person to stick with me. But so hopefully it's the first. So hook your viewer. All right. And then the last part is, I guess I'm an expert at this, but it's be yourself. It's not trying to lie and make your day more glamorous than it really is. Sometimes the best vlogs are the ones where someone's like, I'm going to show you how my boring day was still able to turn into a vlog. That's kind of interesting right there. That's a hook that I'm buying into. Let's see what you did for her boring day to make it interesting. So it's like, I don't know. It's just trying to find a way to be authentic and be real, so that your audience doesn't think they're being duped into watching somebody that's like pretending to be an influencer. I don't know. I know you know what I mean, and I'm not going to throw influencers under the bus because, we love them. We love them, right? Okay. So lastly for today, gosh, I've gone on longer than I expected because of the opening of this, but my last thing is just, if you're interested in the studio, we do still have that Challenge 15 code running. So if you want to try it for a month, hop in it now. We're going to keep that code open at least till the end of January. So Challenge 15, you can now join in on the vlog challenge. That's going to be next week. We are working on YouTube. That's happening already. We had a whole live meeting about YouTube. And if you missed it and you are joined the studio, you can actually watch it, because we record all the meetings so that if you can't make one, you can always relive it. And I have a couple of the people in the studio that have said, thank you so much for recording. I feel like I'm there when I watch the replay. So it's really, really great. That's all I have to say. I don't have to sell. I'm just serving. I'm serving you the answer to your content if you're struggling. I'm serving you. I hope it's delish. Have a great weekend. I'm hoping that we will be in the Catskills this weekend. I'm really excited. You know why I liked, besides the fact that I get to see my son and daughter-in-law who's expecting, and I can see her little baby bump and give her hugs and take care of her, make them food, etc. I always bring some baked goods. Aside from that, I always take with me, hold on, my hangry pets. Why? Because it's the perfect weekend when they're all doing things. My husband's there sometimes helping them do house projects. I'm not really participating in the hammer, bang, bang. My son does have a sauna, so I do have some exercise time and it's really fun. But I also take time for myself and I make some content for one of my clients because I'm peaceful and I have time to think, and I can take the hangry pets out into the woods or to a store with me, and then I can have fun making the content for a client instead of it being work. So note to self, when you are a content creator and you can make your work fun, you never have to work a day in your life. Gotcha. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next week, and I hope I see you in the studio. Maybe you'll try it. Maybe I'll get to meet some new people. I love it. And don't forget, Tampa, February 5th, 5 p.m. And the location is called the, oh my God, American Social Bar. Every time I go to say it here, I forget what the heck the name of it is, but it's in the show notes. I think it's called the American Social Club or something like that. Okay, I'll see you there. Have a good one.